Well, hey guys, in today's video, I have a sunscreen empties video. All of the sunscreen that I have used up over the past several months. What with it being summer, I used a lot more sunscreen on my body than I typically do because I was wearing shorts more. So yeah, I've got a lot of goodies here that I made my way through. First up is one, you guys, do not sleep on this. If you are in the market for a good body moisturizer, period, check this out. It's the Eucerin Daily Hydration SPF 30. I was so impressed with this just as a basic moisturizer, but it has sunscreen in it as well. It's SPF 30, a chemical sunscreen. So it has avobenzone for UVA, homosalate, octisalate, and octocrylene for UVB. The moisturizing cream is really just that, very moisturizing. It's not greasy, it absorbs into the skin very quickly. And this product has licorice root in it. Licorice root is great for improving hyperpigmentation and potentially reducing the formation of dark spots related to sun exposure. And licorice root's also really good for calming down redness and inflammation. It's got antioxidants in it that can scavenge free radicals generated by UV. It's really good for eczema. I mean, I could go on and on. I love licorice root and stuff. And, you know, this product is something that you could just use as a basic body moisturizer and you'd happen to have SPF on board and you probably wouldn't even notice it. There's no cast with this, like I already said. You can put this on your face too. A lot of times people are scared of stuff that says body, they're scared to put it on their face, but you actually can put this on the face. It doesn't sting or burn. And I even was able to use it comfortably around my eyes, which often is not the case with chemical sunscreen. Sometimes they sting there. So yeah, check this out. Moving into the drier months, you may want to gravitate towards a more moisturizing body sunscreen. But a body and face sunscreen that I used and loved this summer, I mean, this was a gem here in Houston with the humidity, is the Roche-Posay Melton Sunscreen Milk SPF 60. This is a chemical sunscreen like the Eucerin one. This is much more fast absorbing, quick dry type of a formulation. And so it's a little more on the matte end of things. And so it's not as moisturizing as the Daily Hydration. It's not like a thick cream, but it doesn't leave a cast and it's not greasy, it's not shiny. It looks pretty good on the face. For me, this did not burn or sting around my eyes whatsoever, but I have gotten some comments on Instagram that people found that it did burn and sting. But that was not the case for me. This is water resistant, fragrance free. It's a good one, you guys. Really good if you have oily skin. A lot of you live in like tropical climates and you're always asking for good sunscreens that don't make you feel even more sweaty and humidity. Try this if you can get a hold of it. Because that quick absorbing formulation, it kind of helps with the evaporation of sweat. As opposed to a cream like the Eucerin one, the creams can make it so that sweat evaporates more slowly and you feel sweatier or you sweat more to compensate for that, to cool your body down. So definitely try something like this. This has been amazing. I had this at Costco in a 2-pack. All right, another sunscreen I used on my face and on my body a fair amount and finished up. This is a great deal, you guys. It's another chemical sunscreen that's water resistant, SPF 50. This is a copper tone, oil-free sunscreen, Defend and Care line. This is really good. Very inexpensive. It's like, I feel it's like under $5. And a note about this, for me, I didn't notice any white cast, but as I continued wearing it, I was really critical and looking at it because I got some comments on my Instagram from people with deeper skin tones saying, yeah, I know it's a chemical sunscreen, but it still kind of makes me look gray. You know, when I look with a critical eye, I can see how that would be the case. It does kind of, on very close inspection on my skin, have like a subtle white film to it. And so I think on really deep skin tones, you're gonna see that for sure, like you guys were letting me know. So thank you for sharing that with me. But otherwise, you know, it's not greasy, it's fast absorbing, it's not drying, however. And if you have oily skin, you're gonna like this because it's got aluminum starch and silica in it, which kind of help absorb some of that excess oil. This is a great one. It does sting actually a little bit around the eyes. Like if it gets in your eyes, it is water resistant, so it stays in place pretty well. Just be careful to not get it into your eyes, obviously. But yeah, I would say as the day wears on, it kind of starts to make your eyes feel a little burny. But otherwise, you know, I really enjoyed it. It's great for working out outside or being outdoors for a prolonged period of time. Really good. So this was a great one for the summer. I need to sip, you guys. I need to sip. Someone commented in one of my videos the other day that it's way too early for the Happy Holidays mug, but hey, it may be too early, but it's never too late. I never put this away. Does that even make sense? Probably not. Anyways, I never bothered to put this away when I took my Christmas decorations down. Well, I really didn't even take my Christmas decorations all the way fully down anyways. So I've just kept using it all year because I like the mug, and why not? And you guys know I need a biggie mug the size of my head to stay afloat in 2020. All right. The next sunscreen I finished up was one that I was using in my skincare routine video, my most recent updated skincare routine video. It's the Image Skincare Prevention SPF 50. I liked this. It's a combination sunscreen. It has zinc and octisalate and octinoxate, which provide additional UVB protection. I liked this. It didn't leave a cast on me. It was a really nice facial moisturizer. Many of you guys love this product, and I enjoyed it. It has a strange odor of like grape Kool-Aid. I'm not sure what that is. The odor fades right away though, so it doesn't linger or anything. It's not like headache inducing. So yeah, I actually really like this. I got it on iHerb. It's kind of expensive though, and I don't like it as much as my Dermatology Universal Tint sunscreen, which I'm currently wearing now. I just put on this fleece that I got at the club, aka Costco. It's pretty nice, but here we're having a cool day. It's probably one of the few days I should be able to wear it outside, but inside it's really comfortable and cozy, and it has like nice deep pockets in it. All right, moving forward, I finished the Kylie Skin Broad Spectrum SPF 40. You guys, I know people like to hate on this sunscreen or this brand, you know, but I mean, I don't have any sort of parasocial relationship with Kylie or any of those Jenner people. Like I really don't even know anything about them. This product is quite good. I enjoyed it and would definitely repurchase it. It's perfect if you have oily skin. It's perfect if you have dry skin. It has that isododecane in it that makes like a very nice clear gel formulation. People kept saying that it's identical to some Supergoop sunscreen, and they're like, they copied the Supergoop Unseen, but they're not identical. They have different ingredients. They're both isododecane sunscreen. You know, they both use the isododecane, get that consistency, but the ingredients are different actually if you look very carefully at the ingredient list. It's really good for oily skin. It spreads onto the skin really nicely, and I think if you wear makeup, I imagine that makeup would go on okay over this, but I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I really liked it, and I will repurchase this again in the future. It's fairly priced too. If you look at other sunscreens with that isododecane in them, they are a little bit more expensive than this. Like Paula's Choice has one, and then there's also one by the Supergoop Unseen, and then there's also, what is that brand? Frezzy Derm. There you go, Frezzy Derm has several, I think, sunscreens that have isododecane in them. Really good, no cast whatsoever to this. Really good if you have deeper skin tones. Really, really good. There's no cast to this. I mean, it's completely clear. Oh, I know who else makes a sunscreen like this. Murad, Invisibler. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Very similar to this, but more expensive. So yeah, I mean, I know people, you know, have feelings about these people, but at the end of the day, this is a good sunscreen, and I think people should give it a shot. It's pretty good. All right, moving forward, speaking of Supergoop, I finished up the Glow Screen. This I kind of grew to love with time. I didn't love it when I first started using it. It is just super shimmery, bronzy. But I found that with using it, it looks really good on camera, and I actually ended up enjoying it. It's matte, it dries matte, and people kept asking me, how can it be matte and then you're saying it's shiny? It dries matte, like not greasy, but the pigments in this are shiny, shimmery, like, you know, almost metallic, that bronzy metallic look. So that's what I mean by that. In other words, if you're looking for a matte tinted sunscreen that's gonna give you a glowy look, check this out. It kinda does that. For me, it's just a little bit too bronzy and kind of a little bit too deep for my skin tone. And moving forward into fall and winter, I don't think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be less of a good look. I know people like the bronzy look in the summer, but at the end of the day, I did end up enjoying this. It's a chemical sunscreen. I do have to say, it does tingle a little bit around the eyes for me, and a lot of people have complained that it irritates their eyes. So be aware of that, and be aware of the fact that it's pretty bronzy and shimmery. Otherwise, I enjoyed this. It's not water resistant or anything, so it's just, you know, a nice, I don't know, it's kind of a compliment for makeup or people who are trying to stop wearing makeup and are looking for something with a little bit more, I won't say coverage, but tint. Try this out, you might like it. I finished up the Biore UV Oil Control UV Base. This is a Japanese sunscreen. I think it's a combination sunscreen actually, because I know it has zinc oxide in it, I'm almost certain. And this is pretty drying. I mean, this is super matte. Like, I actually had trouble using this. It was so matte. It would make my skin very taut. So if you are uber greasy, check this out. They're not lying on the oil control. I think this is intended to go under makeup as a base. So definitely try it if you're really greasy. Because it has zinc in it, I think, or some mineral. It either has zinc or titanium, I can't remember, sorry. Because of that, it does leave a cast. So if you have deeper skin tone, medium to deep skin tones, this will probably leave that kind of lavender look on your skin. But if you're covering it with foundation, you know, maybe it's not a big deal. And you'll like this because it's gonna degrease you and mattify you to bits, and also offers really good SPF. So I like it, I think it's a good product, but it's not right for me because I'm not that greasy. Although I am a little greasy. It ain't easy being greasy. Anyways, I'm not like that. I'm not seeking something to mattify my face for makeup, but if you are, check this out. You can get it on YesStyle, or I'm sure you can get it on the Amazonian, or some of you guys were talking about a site called Stylovana you were telling me to check out. So maybe you could get it there too, but yeah, this I would recommend for those folks, but not for everybody. All right, and then I also finished up a Color Science Total Eye SPF 35. I love this product. It's great under my eyes as a concealer. It hides the little blue vein under my eyes. And it's a really nice mineral SPF. It doesn't burn or sting. It looks, to me, it's just a good product that I like using. It looks good on my skin, and I continue to repurchase it and reuse it. But I always get questions for a more affordable dupe for this. And I really haven't found one other than just use whatever tinted sunscreen you're already using on your face around your eyes. Like, this isn't really necessary. And a lot of you who wear makeup, you may already be using some kind of under eye concealer that does this, and maybe it has SPF in it. You know, comment below is what I'm getting at. I don't have a good dupe for this. I just really like it. And I have to say, I stopped using it for about 6 weeks just to see like how necessary it was in my skincare routine. And I actually did notice a difference just in the kind of brightness of the under eye area and around my eyes when I stopped using this. And by that, I mean, even when I'm using this, but I'm not wearing it, like at night, I I notice a difference in the brightness of the skin around my eyes. So it's not just it's not solely a camouflage effect. It's something in this, maybe the peptides or whatever they put in the formulation that, you know, is having a brightening effect that I see that's sustained when the product comes off. So I think it's really good. I love Color Science. I love their mineral face shield, 2 bits, and their tinted body sunscreens are really good. It came out with these lip balms that are pretty and really nice, mineral lip SPFs, but they are drying as all get out. So I'm hesitant to recommend them to you guys because they will dry your lips out 2 bits. They're just mineral sunscreens with a tint to them, but they actually don't have red dyes in them. I don't recall what the tint is in, you know, what ingredient they use to color the balms, but they look nice on, but they dry out your lips. Anyways, speaking of lips, last but not least in my sunscreen empties is gonna be good old trusty Vani Cream Lip SPF. You guys know I pretty much have one of these in almost every SPF empties video. Water resistant, and it's just a mineral SPF. There's no tint to this. You know, Tizo and Coats, they make a tinted lip balm. It doesn't really have like a noticeable tint to it, but it does have a little bit of a tint. I don't know, that one I don't like as much as this. This is just so moisturizing, and a lot of people will find that they don't like the fact that this leaves a cast on the lips, but I find that the cast on this dries down and kind of changes the color of my lips to more of a light pink, almost shimmer in a sense. I don't know. I've always liked the way it looks is what I'm getting at, but I can see how some people would be put off by the way it looks. Like it may not look right on all colors of lips depending on how pale your lips are or whatnot, you know, the relative levels of pink in your lips. It just might not look as good, or your background skin, it may just kind of wash you out or something. But on me, I love it. And it's one of the few, I have really sensitive lips. My eczema, you know, it's gonna come out all the time around my mouth if I'm not careful. This is one of the few lip products that does not aggravate, like doesn't give me a cheilitis. So I stick to this. There are a few other good lip SPFs. I have a video on my favorites, so I will put that down below in the description box if you guys are in the market for some lip SPFs. I get questions, do you need a specific lip SPF or can you just use your sunscreen? You really, you know, you can just put sunscreen on your lips, that's fine to do, but a lot of sunscreens, case in point, the, where'd he go? The Roche-Posay Melton Sunscreen Milk. You know, depending on the depending on the backbone, like this one, if they're quick absorbing or fast drying, or they have like the copper tone one, they have things in them to absorb oil, you may find that they just dry out your lips too much. And you may want a dedicated lip balm with SPF in it that's going to be more moisturizing. I find that to be the case for me. Like when I put sunscreen on my lips, it flares my eczema. It just dries out my lips too much. So I just don't end up using it there. Instead, I rely on the dedicated lip SPF. But you know, play around with it is what I'm getting at. If you find that your sunscreens that you're using on your face don't cause any problems for you on your lips, by all means, stick to that, because fewer products that you have to keep up with, the better. Anyways, guys, those are all of my sunscreen empties from the summer. Glad it's fall here, and I hope you all are enjoying the weather wherever you are. Comment below, what sunscreens are you using currently and have you been loving? I need to know. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.